All right. Welcome, Char, JW, BJ, Jerron Markel from Brooklyn. Guys, this morning was an interesting article that popped up into my feed from Glamour magazine. I will link the article below so that you can reference it. And I will give bibliography. Remember that in 7th grade English? We must cite our sources. Citing our sources for 300 Trebek, and it comes from a woman. This is, good to see Mochi in the chat, Cooking with Kaya. I don't know if her name's Kaya. I'm a great cook. Now that I'm divorced, I'm never making dinner for a man again. I stopped because I wanted to feel as unencumbered as a man walking through the door with the expectation that something had been done for him. As he walked through the door, she didn't want to have the expectation that something had been done for him. Interesting. Again, Glamour magazine, a rag for women. Suzanne Fleming, good to see you. Don't pay any of her bills. When my marriage fell apart, I stopped cooking. I gave my children frozen chicken nuggets, pizza, quesadillas, or their favorite toddler tapas, cheese sticks, nuts, Go-Gurts, Cheez-Its, crackers, veggies, all displayed on hand-me-down china platter. Now they eat like fancy ladies, as my first grader says, piling her little paper plate with nuts and grapes. I lived off bagged salads, rotisserie chicken, and whiskey. Oh, what a wonderful example. Drinking whiskey in front of the kids. I stopped cooking because I was tired. The kind of tired where your face vibrates and your eyes throb. Too tired to care what I put in my mouth. And my children, then 6 and 4, only wanted Go-Gurts and Cheez-Its and goldfish anyways. The person who cared was my husband. I had been cooking for him for 12 years. And I'll continue. I'm now seeing lots of men turning their backs on 304. Many are. Back to the article. When I first married and moved to Iowa, I couldn't find a job. I spent my days cooking. I worked my way through the joy of cooking, mastering pastry dough for beef Wellington. I cut open chicken breasts, stuffed them with blue cheese, braided shallot, and pinoched nochi. I made all sorts of pie, lemon, French, apple, so many types of apples. Inspired by online recipes, he'd sit down to dinner and then let me know what rating I had earned. If I give you 5 out of 5, you'll quit, he joked. And I laughed because when I was in my 20s, I believed that you were supposed to laugh when someone hurt your feelings. I thought you were constantly supposed to be trying harder. I did try harder. I developed my own pizza dough. I made them thin and thick, sweet and savory. I'd begin on Fridays at 5 in the morning, finishing with the dishes at 7 at night. Let's go through this. She's going to keep talking about how she's so great, right? Which is typical. Let's see. Now she gets into the fact that she's breastfeeding and her nipples are tired and she's tired and so forth. While the man was slaving and she was tired to cook because of breastfeeding and raising little kids. Most women have been there. My ex-wife was a wonderful cook when she was pregnant and breastfeeding. Her job was to stay home with the kids, which she did very well. She would cook for a Chris Brown or Idris Elba or her male boss. You are not mistaken. John Boston, legendary John. I thought women don't need a man, so why would they ever cook for one? You got it. And she goes into, it's hard for me to understand when cooking became more repression than liberation. Now she's being repressed because she's cooking for a man. Crazy, right? Crazy. This thing that sustained me now felt like a prison. And whose fault was it? It certainly wasn't all of my husband's, after all. I'm going to read it again. It certainly wasn't all of my husband's fault. After all, hadn't I wanted to cook? Hadn't I enjoyed it? Hadn't I found purpose in the texture of cinnamon rolls? But who had that been for? I couldn't remember. Let's see. She keeps going down. The last time I cooked, The last time I cooked for 2 years, that first year we were in a couples therapy almost weekly. I would wake up at 5 in the morning and go work. Then I'd come home, get the kids ready for school, drop them off, and come back to the house and cry. This makes me so sad. I was supposed to be working, but mostly I just sat and stared at the Word document that had become my daily journal and wept. Then I would try to nap in the guest room until it was time to pick the kids up from school. So you're telling me you got up at 5 in the morning to work out. Okay, girl time, I get it. That's good. Work on your health. And then you came home, got the kids. I got the kids ready for school for 15 years minimum. Walk them to school, made their lunches, never complained. Then I did a 10-hour day job and picked them up when I had 15 minutes to go walk down to the school. And you go home and you sleep all day. Wow, she is divulging some interesting behavior of these new mothers of younger kids. These 304s think cooking and cleaning for her man is slavery and oppression. Well said, brother. Women don't want to cook, but when you get married, they want the $2,000 stove. Make that make sense. They want it to tell their girlfriend. Shaka in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Good chat with you last night. They'd rather slave in a cubicle than support their family. Mm-hmm. Males are female and female are male. Okay, so now she's saying that she would wait and sleep all day. It's an amazing, it sounds like she's got more postpartum than anything. It's amazing the energy it takes to not cry in a Target aisle. See, they have to mention Target. All women love Target, or the majority. I didn't have the energy to cook. I stopped cooking because I wanted to feel as unencumbered as a man walking through the door of his home with the expectation that something had been done for him. That's why you quit cooking? Man, what a giver. I wanted to be free of it. I wanted to be free and to quit worrying about dinner and feeding. I wanted to rest. What the hell were you doing all day then? I mean, take an hour power nap between 10 and 11 and get your ass up and do something. That year of unraveling our marriage, we were still in the same house and he still came home every day. Of course he did. Who's paying the bills? What's for dinner? He asked every time, and every time I'd stare at him. The energy it takes not to give someone the finger is enormous. So I just stayed silent and eat from my salad while he stood there confused what to do. Oh, that's surely helping. I stopped cooking because I wanted to feel as unencumbered as the man. I just read that. I wanted to be like him and sit with the kids and play. I wanted to lie on the couch and watch Curious George and snuggle tiny arms and tiny hands. I wanted to watch TV or order in, forget dinner, and have popcorn. So I did. He didn't stop asking what was for dinner until I moved out. In the new place, Greek yogurt, bag salads, and charcuterie of the month club that I signed up for through a local restaurant sustain me. She moves out, doesn't have to cook, and continues her worthless behaviors. I tried HelloFresh, but the bright expectations of the box made me furious. How dare you expect something of me, too? Are we talking Karen here? I glared at it. I canceled it. Now I make an occasional meal, tater tot, hot dish, sloppy joes, or tomato pie. I don't have no idea what tomato pie is, but whatever. Maybe it's like a pizza. I recently made a meal of smoked pork and corn for some friends. They thanked me. It's too much, they said. But those are the expectations. I remain steadfast. I will never cook for a man again. Well, she's got a boy, so is she going to cook for that boy? Anyhow, I will link that article after this is done. Unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. Won't cook anymore because she doesn't want to give the expectation that something has been done nicely for that man in her life, who happened to be the husband and the father of her kids, who probably worked his ass, got his ass chewed out by a friggin' dipshit boss all day long, or it was menial work, so that there is a roof over their head, so there is food to cook. Now, I'm not going to judge her. I have no idea, but she definitely sounds like postpartum, Me Too, angry the fact that her body's been thrashed by 2 kids, wants to go live, eat, pray, love, and so forth. This is a very common theme. The woman I know keeps no food in the house and she doesn't eat. She's thin. I asked her, was she like this when she was married? Gee, no wonder why her ex left her. My ex-wife was a terrific cook. In fact, she came from a wonderful line of, her mother cooked great, her sisters made from scratch, never complained about her cooking. Well done. And she always did it whether she was pregnant, breastfeeding, 2 weeks after the pregnancy or the birth, working hard, working a graveyard shift as she's a nurse. So I appreciate that. How many of me not paying the bills because I want to know what it feels like? How about me not paying the bills? There you go, Joseph. See, they don't think that way. They look at men, and I've heard this from women, and again, I'm not categorizing all women, but I heard that a lot of women believe that men that go to work and men that travel for work, it's like a vacation. They have no idea. They just look at the time away as the time away from kids and housework. It is what it is. JW, she's aware of her husband's lack of leverage, so she's quitting. She'll still get the cash and prizes after the divorce. Ain't that the truth? So if you think about it, really, women that like to cook do it because they like to create. They like to create an outcome from a dish, from vegetables, from ingredients. They enjoy it. They enjoy seeing, and I always love my ex's cooking. I'd always say, man, this is amazing. I'm no wonder I gained 25 pounds being married. But for the most part, if you think about it, most women today, and again, not all women, there are women that do cook for men. So we appreciate them women. I didn't see the internet go out. I've got a little bar up in my chat or in my StreamYard, but interesting. But if you think about it, most women today are preparing food. They're not really making it. Most of it's prepared. Maybe they do a delivery service. Maybe they buy things already pre-cooked at Costco. You know, Costco's got a lot of things. She talked about the rotisserie chicken. A lot of women go and buy that rotisserie chicken, rip it apart, throw it on a salad. You got a chicken salad. Anyhow, all they're doing is just preparing. They're not really cooking, right? Mr. Hemi, good to see you. She was likely a terrible cook anyway. NyQuil chicken marinade. You might not be mistaken, brother. Who is in the house? Gentlemen, if American women want to follow 4B of Korean culture, then abide by it. Eat seaweed soup for 30 days straight, nothing other than that. They have mother-in-law coming to live for the... Yeah, there you go. Let them go, 4B. All right, you're back, Gerard. Good. I was traveling for work and came home and the kids were upset and crying because they were mad I wasn't there. My ex says, you have no idea what I've been dealing with. I started laughing. Yeah, there you go. Hey, you, no cooking, just reheating. There you go. That's exactly it. Good to see you, brother. Open canister, dumping cooking. I mean, look at soup. All you got to do is open a soup can lid or a chili can lid, throw it in the microwave in a minute and a half, it's done. So most women don't cook. They prepare food or they open containers with food, okay? If they're doing that, great. If they don't have the time, but they're still able to put the dinner out on the table, you know, we welcome that as well. Maybe on Sundays they can make a nice dinner or something. Who knows? But women have gotten to the point where everything's easy. Now, clothes they don't wash the clothes. The washer washes the clothes. They don't put the clothes out, most of them, especially in the West, to dry with, clothespins. They have the dryer dry it. All they have to do is pull it out and fold it. It's not hard. Okay. The microwave cooks the food. The refrigerator keeps everything cold. There's not a lot to do. Oh, I've done that pre-cooked chicken and putting it in the salad. I think we all have. I think they still sell for $5 too. Instead of bashing that Kaya girl, these 3 or 4 should be learning from her. Well, you know, a lot of women are now all about that woman. I'm not cooking for no man. I don't want him to expect anything nice from me. And what kind of attitude does that really portray to the world out there, that you're willing to make a man feel happy about his place in a relationship, working his ass off? Brad, are you fasting? I am. I'm actually on 22 and a half hours right now. Started at 11:50 last night. Yesterday afternoon. Had some meatballs and I had some eggs and some I probably had 800 calories yesterday. So I'm trying to do 4 24s a week and maybe an 18. Good to see you, Europe. Hope you're doing well as well. Jason Reed from Colorado. Feminism teaches women doing pretty much anything for a man today is oppression. Bingo. She can't make me a cheesesteak. if she can't cook, but buy me a cheesesteak burrito. There you go. A lot of them can't do that. She will cook and clean for herself, but when she lives with a man, it's called slavery. Isn't that interesting how that turns around in Europe? Rev's in the house. I ain't cooking. I don't need no ham. Good to see the Revster in the chat. When you come into town, peace, quiet, and freedom, and that yapping pie hole is good for one thing, and it's not speaking, says Siyat. Siyat's onto something. Even salad comes in a bag. Like, really? It's just washing and chopping of, and you don't even have to wash the salad anymore. It's already pre-washed. And they come with little kits. So you just open up the baggies and put the cheese in and the bacon bits and the croutons. I don't mind those salads. They're actually pretty good. When she's living alone, she is paying rent and is cooking and cleaning for herself. She gets into a relationship. The man is paying for everything. Now she can't cook and clean. I wonder why that happens, Europe. Wonder why. Is something about living with a man reframe their whole mental abilities? Who knows? We can't even have that attitude in general, especially in the workplace, which is sad. You're not wrong, Joseph. Feminism means women hate men. That's the reality. It's interesting that feminism has, yes, I believe that there is an anger against men, as we know. Pump, dump, and trumper. There you go. There's Rev Channel. Pump and dump. Got to be careful on that too. Watch for spiders. But you think about it. Feminism has shown that they don't like to work with men, be around men, accompany men. They want to be equal, but they also hate their fellow women as well. Doesn't sound like a very positive existence. I was walking by this new Raising Cane's, and there were so many women with young kids going through the drive-thru. Where is the man? I don't know. I didn't find Raising Cane's to be that good when I had it. It's like big toast, some fries, and chicken strips. I can get that at a gas station. But anyhow, maybe I didn't get it on the right day or the right time. I don't know. It just seemed a little. Chick-fil-A is a lot better. She better call the bear. That way, if she actually is successful blanking it, that's a lot of bear meat for years. Bear meat for 300 Trebek. I wouldn't place my schlong anywhere near these hoes. Freedom fighter, good to see you, brother. Women go on foodie dates so they don't have to cook. It happened to me a few times in the beginning of the divorce. I caught on. I was only taken for one foodie date. I think it was $25. Raising Cane's is joke. I don't know. What's that? People go crazy for it. I think Post Malone owns a Raising Cane's franchise. I don't get it. When she works for a man in a company and she got paid, it's called a job. But when her husband pays for everything and she is cooking and cleaning, she is not called his wife. She is called his master slace. Will not say the VE, but you get what I'm saying. So anyhow, if most of this food is prepared or basically taken out of the container, that's tough. And then they have to come home and sleep. I mean, I go to the gym, I see women there all day long that have 4, 6, and 8-year-old kids. They're on the treadmill, they're chatting it up, they're enjoying life. They're working on themselves. I get it. Look, getting kids ready for school ain't an easy task. I had 3 kids, cut the umbilical cords of all of them, and I walked them to school. I worked out of the house, did as much as I could, made their lunches. So did the X. X was a great sandwich lunch maker. But, we did those things. I understand it. It takes a lot of energy. But do you want to do it because you love your kids and you feel that is your position in life at that particular place? As the kids got older, they started making their own lunches. They got ready by themselves. They turned the alarm on by themselves. So I actually haven't been pumping and dumping. Dating is a waste of time and money for me. You gentlemen, no judgment here. It is a waste of time, Rev. Big World, good to see you. This is off topic, but I want to ask you again, because you're in the medical industry, what's the actual percentage of adults with some kind of mental disorder? It depends on who you talk to. I would say it's a lot higher than what the averages is, but I would say they're saying 1 in 4 people are on medication for mental illness, whether it be depression, mental illness, some sort of, issue that's going on with them. Like they can't handle life. 1 in 4. It might be higher than that. Guys need game to get ladies, but the only game she has is cooperation. X mask. Well said. Good question, Big Mask or Big World. No pump and dump unless she's absolutely begging for it and she's doing it live and posting it. I'll have documented proof before the deed is done. Europe, I don't date. Invite her to my place. She gets a coffee from my machine. That's it. And she's getting my milk for free. Attaboy. That's how you do it. You keep that frame. Betty, modern women are terrible cooks. I remember during our marriage, I was used to cook good food. All she was able to do is put food in the oven, microwave, and call it a night. And a lot of them prepare that way. But you know what? They can always open a nice bottle of wine by themselves, and they can nurse that bottle of wine all night, and it's okay. As they talk to you about what it's like to do the dishes. You know what? The dishwasher cleans the dishes. All you got to do is put them in and take them out. It's a 5-minute job. Not hard. I used to time myself living in the marriage house, how quick I could, because you had to do with 5 people, the dishes every day or every other day. But it was typically every day. I got the dishes cleaned. I got them set in there. I would always do the dishes. Yeah, clean them up, 10 minutes, whatever. Water, wash them off with water, scrape off the food, throw them in the dishwasher. But I would always time myself. It was like literally 4 minutes. I would have that whole dishwasher put in the cabinets, put in the drawers, the silverware, put away, everything. It wasn't too hard. It was actually, you did something productive. You feel productive when you do something productive, whether it's mowing a lawn, folding clothes, cleaning your room, making your bed. Those are those little things, those little wins during the day. Let's see. Modern women are modern babies, always crying and complaining like a little baby. You're not mistaken, Europe. Doesn't take much to have a good hot meal, dump meals, veggie sauce, meat for 8 hours in the crock pot. No need to have a woman around complaining about her having to cook. You're absolutely right. Hey, you could throw chili in, leave at 8 o'clock in the morning, throw the beans, the frozen meat, the seasoning, the tomato sauce, the onions, throw it in a crock pot on low. 9 hours later, you got a nice, warm, cooked, homemade batch of chili that all you had to do was spend 2 minutes throwing it in, and you let the crock pot cook it, and it's a great, and maybe have a sourdough piece of bread or whatever, throw some cheese on it, you got a nice meal. Not hard. You can do that with a lot, even the air fryers. You can make a lot of great food in the air fryers. Rowdy, you should stream about second chapter of these 3 or 4 sometimes. Well, I don't think I would have to, Betty, because it's so evident what the second chapter is. Misery, wine, and pets. Most likely a grifter. Well, could we say that a lot of women in marriages are grifting in incognito? Are they incognito grifters? She wants a life that she can't afford. That's why she needs an ATM beta Brad. Brad pays, Michelle stays. It's absolutely the truth. Chili does sound good, especially in the cold right now. But you can make that stuff. I mean, I learned how to cook salmon. I learned how to cook steak. I would make turkey tacos, chicken tacos. I would, making my own pizza. I had about 5 dishes I would make my boys going through the divorce. And they were good food. She calls her pets her babies. There you go. I mean, even making an omelet is easy. Whip it up, whip those 3 eggs up. I mean, you can make up an omelet in 5 minutes. Throw some cheese in, throw some vegetables, some seasonings. Throw some salsa on top. A nice 3-egg cheese is a nice filling dish. Easy to make, easy to clean up. I offered my family opportunity to earn Bitcoin for free, but they're so lazy they want me to spend my earnings. Just like these females have the opportunity to learn to cook, they don't. Laziness. I like how you emphasize they don't, semicolon, laziness. Perfect. Well said, Jerome. I became a bit sad during the holidays. You know what? I become a bit sad. Yeah, a lot of us do. And there's going to be a stream. Dak will do a stream on Christmas for that. And I understand why people get a little, it's, especially with little, and I know your kids are little, Betty, watching them wake up. I don't know who has them this year, but when you don't have them that Christmas morning, it's tough. It's tough. And at the same time, it's tough for the kids. They know it. They know it's not right. They know they should be together with the family, mommy and daddy. I struggle with it. I still struggle. I'm very, very rarely in the Christmas mood anymore. It used to be my favorite holiday. I would love seeing those kids get so excited opening their presents, running to the tree. We'd make them wait on the stairs. They'd have to sing a Christmas carol to come down. Then they'd run to their stockings. Guess what? Santa brought me this. I get it. Most men that have kids in here get it too. She is strong and independent. That's why she is dating 5 beta males per day to eat for free. You go, girl. Big world. I think Utah's a great place to live. It's a red state. We have our issues. But the issues we have also, it's also a desert. So we have water issues. Who knows in the future if water is going to be here. She wants a rich man to take half of his cake, says Europe. It's making me starving. All this food talk. Anything to make a man feel good, they dismiss it. But as a guy, you must make her feel good or she's gone. Never dismiss them. Or you're a misogynist. Absolutely. If she's unhappy, she can leave. Remember, a woman reserves the right to change her mind at any time. Good to see you, Nate. Good morning to you, brother. Hope you are well. I bought them Steam Deck as a Christmas present. It breaks my heart to see them waking up to me without the whole family. They live with me during the off school days. Tragedies make kids resilient. Be there for them, Betty. Give them a big ass hug when you see them if you don't see them the next time you see them. That's rough. It is rough. You know what? And there was a guy that was going to buy my house in October, and he decided to get back with his wife. And I said, good for him. He got 4 kids, got a couple teenagers, younger kids. Go try to make it work. Try to make it work. Who knows? I doubt if it will, but at least, hey, A for effort. Jason Reed, modern women today don't realize men back in the day used to bust their ass at work to provide for their families. But they're mad at the patriarchy. Enjoy your job. Enjoy putting the coal into the electrical grids. The dirty work of moving coal to heat up, to power the electrical grid, to power their Teslas and their Apple Watches. So they can DM the Chad down the street. All done on the backs of men. Thank you. There's probably a couple women that do scoop coal. We'll shout out to them. Modern women hate peace. She can't let her man live in peace. Well said. Good to see Ghost, Pirate Sloan. Been a while since we saw our brother Ghost. Good to see you. Shout out to you, brother. Hope you are well. Rough is if you are miserably married to a woman and you're living date. I think hell. There's no such thing as hell. You know what hell is? Dealing with a very difficult marriage. I think most men would rather get in a fiery pit than deal with a very difficult woman who is insufferable. When dating women, they go from wine and dine to whining and dining. Ooh, I like that, freedom fighter. That would be a wonderful, wonderful bumper sticker or t-shirt. I cannot go back to my ex. She talks to many men on Facebook. I haven't even spoken to her a single word for about 5 months and will never talk to her again. There's nothing to talk about. I have not seen my ex for almost 1.5 years. I have not talked to her for about 9 months. It is a wonderful feeling. See, years ago, mine was outraged that I complained that I didn't have any fresh underwear when getting ready for work. There you go. Always complaining. I used to decorate the house every year when we were in the court around Christmas. I said, I'm taking the decorations for outside. Her attorney said, I can't. I said, then you put them up. And the judge laughed. I would have loved to have been a bug on the wall in John's house. You put them up. Ghost, I look for you on Rumble Route. I stay away from you schloobs. Yeah, I know. They made it clear they don't like. I'm trying to get my videos to Rumble, but apparently YouTube cut off that sync. So I got to figure out something. When a female says he's broke, don't have a job, she'll then say, I had to cheat. He's always working. The birth of MGTOW. Do I believe the souls go to heaven or hell? I have a hard time. I'm kind of I believe that consciousness continues. I don't know. We probably go to some void and figure out what we're going to do. Who knows? Could be wrong, though. Brother, she is doing more than texting. Every ex from her, every man is getting pumped and dumped daily. That's the hard truth. Europe, you're not mistaken. Polska in the chat. Little reference to the dead milkmen. Bob, are you busy traveling and driving flowers for simps? Too short. She ain't no sucker. I know that. Beat man. She want to be a pretty woman loving a rich man. Now here you come, drop top riding. You ain't no pimp. They can stop. Too short. Going back to OG of rap with Master P. And yet the brokest pookies and chads knock them up the most. Agents of chaos. You're not mistaken, Gus. Greg Terrible, good to see you. Don't want to cook or don't want to tip? Don't want to tip. A lot of these women are becoming abusive and controlling. I bet that woman that wrote that article, I guess, guys, if you're just coming there, I'm going to link the article that I read at the beginning of this live stream about a woman who got divorced and said she'll never cook for no man again. I ain't cooking for no man. He pay love. Pedro Valentin, good to see you, brother. Hope you are well. Rebel, I survived our Christmas party. I'll send you pics later. What were you drinking? Were you drinking eggnog, spiked eggnog? My ex, after all this time, is still single. She thought at 50 plus, all the men would line up and pay her bills. Didn't happen. My sister was 35 when she went, and she was a very, very attractive woman. Still looks great at age 50. And she thought men would line up. Oh, they lined up. They lined up. For sure they lined up. But not for the reasons you would think so. Pump and dump for 300 Trebek. Pump and dump for 300 Trebek. Rad, how about the 6-year-old trophy wife just married? A retirement plan. My friend is the biggest simp. Well, if you take a look logistically at a man that marries a 60-year-old, so let's just say he's got, well, between 60 and 80, she's going to be breaking down like a Fiat in a garage at Luigi's place. So he's constantly going to be at the doctor's office or paying a medical bill or getting some sort of apparatus, compression stockings, some sort of massage chair, whatever it be. Logistically, she's not there anymore. So he did it because he's too afraid to be alone. She's still single, and I kind of sensed her talking to her friends that no man can handle her, and her last ex, after me, dumped her because she had 4 kids. Most men are very similar, Betty. Even the men that are pumping and dumping, the men that hook up with these women realize very quickly they want no part of it. They might be blue pill, but they're realizing, I do not want to marry this gal. It takes a very special blue-pilled simp to marry a single mother, and he's been divorced. Bitches can't cook anyway. I'm the best cook I know. I have a pellet smoker, a top-of-the-line Weber grill. Bitches want me to cook. Nope, I can only cook for me and my friends. Attaboy. Attaboy, Ghost. High Life and vodka, and there was a lot of it. Miller High Life for 300 Trebek. Hosts have more assistants, more privileges, more rights, more options, and they always choose, pick, and decide to do the wrong things deliberately and consciously. They can't choose to make a man happy. Seems to be how a lot of them think. Captain Rusty Rivers in the chat. Good to see you. Good to see Rusty. Their program, you know what? This is not making shit up. I think that the female brain, the majority of females, are literally programmed for chaos, complaining, criticism. What's the other one? Contempt. There's something about it. I don't understand what it is. It's like they have a perpetual addiction to negative situations, to constantly bringing up the past. I don't know what it is. Now, here's my theory. Listen to me. A woman that gets divorced at 43, has 2 to 3 kids with the husband, married him at 27, gave her body to the family in terms of creating children, giving her best body years, let's say 24 to 30, to the man. to her husband, who she divorced because she was unhappy because he was controlling and abusive and controlling. So she gives him the body. They have children. Now she's eternally bonded to the man. Regardless, we're still married to the same women through the kids. I don't care who you are. We will somehow always be connected to that person. They aren't happy God made them that way. Thank God he likes to test us. So I think that a woman gets very angry later in life because her body is not the same. She gave it away to a guy who she hated in the end, and she has to live with that. Just my 2 cents. A friend just married a 45-year-old busted biscuit can that unabashedly monkey branched from her 20-year husband. How romantic. Oh, see, I just talked about that. And now they go try to find themselves, their 24-year-old selves, who they gave to that man that they married for 20 years. And they go and get promiscuous, ride that carousel, looking for that 24-year-old. But they realize every time they look in the mirror, ain't no 24-year-old that's looking back at them. And now they have that dichotomy, that cognitive dissonance going through their brain, that they aren't who they think they are, or who they truly want to be. And they will never be that again. They got it right on about the female brain, says Pedro. Well said. One of the biggest lies sold, romantic love. Ain't that the truth? There's Rusty's channel. Check out his channel. He's doing some fun stuff. They don't want a man, Rad, when they have all these go-tos to get a man and keep a man, but they don't want men. These dumbass Sims are to blame. 304s are just lazy. They want free labor and money. Yeah, sure. Well, but you know what? Men have allowed them to be lazy. Men will pay for that shit. They'll pay for their babysitters, their nails to be done, their hair to be done, to go on a date with them. I mean, this is the reality of a lot of men. Men are simps. We as in men have caused these issues. We should have been like the John Waynes. Busted. Yeah, Greg Adams is the Busket Pillsbury biscuit can. Women's won't let me jump off a bridge, abuse. Won't let me get run through, abuse. Won't let me mortgage our kids' future, abuse. There you go. Well said. It is what it is. I see these 55 plus women posting videos of tattoos and videos of their personal trainers. They get the personal trainers after bombing on date sites. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine being a personal trainer and dealing with a bunch of serious post-wall women? Now, I have seen some beautiful women in their 40s and 50s and even early 60s for their age, okay? They're not 23-year-olds, but they have kept themselves very... Wonder Woman is Linda Carter is still a very attractive woman in her 60s. But can you imagine she was attractive in her 60s, how she must have looked in her late teens and early 20s? So she has fallen, but you know, at least she's been able to maintain some sort of, and there's other women like that, but for the most part, their best years are between 18 and 25 in terms of looks and fertility. I didn't write it. Mayor of Bodybuilding just finished a guitar session, making progress. Attaboy. Played some guitar last night. That's all it is. Constant repetition. I always think of CJ too, John. Especially the no fat chicks. Mochi says, Char, do you like 76 times 4? Right? Yeah. I deleted all my dating apps and social media once I saw women in their 60s and 70s still waiting for Chad to swipe away. Happens a lot. Personal trainers equals clean up men. Yeah. Can you imagine how much they're cleaning up? Yeah, in the 50s is the age group. Same with mine. I mean, I've seen some attractive 50-year-olds. I ain't gonna lie. How many 304s does it take to make a PB&J sandwich with the crust cut off? A lot of women love taking the crust off. I don't understand it. Hearing all these stories makes me glad that no woman ever wanted me in my 20s. I'm happy I never got to. Well, good for you. And you've learned a lot, even from these channels. I think you're what, 38? So you definitely have some experience and knowledge behind you. So if you do deal with a girl, you can find out real quick if she's a red flag or not. Rad, can I find a yes, you can? There's some gorditas up in Ogden. So a guy works 40 to 50 hours a week and asks this girl to make 2 meals, clean the house, wash clothes, which is about 6 hours a week compared to his 50 hours of working, and she pitches a fit. You just summed it up, hey you. While they're drinking that expensive wine that you paid for during your salary or your hourly wage. See, it doesn't get any worse than that. Doesn't even get better than that. We just put the numbers together. Linda Carter, when I was a kid, we would talk about her at recess. We were like, was she not hot or what? Martha Quinn, man, she was cute back in the day on MTV. Man, was she basic. She was very feminine. Remember Downtown Julie Brown? 45 years old with 2 kids, each from 2 baby daddies, waiting for 6 feet tall, dark, handsome millionaire. What world are we living? Ain't no tart, doll, handsome millionaire gonna marry a 304 with kids. See, that's just delusion, thinking that. Now, I'm sure there is a millionaire that will do it, but we have to question his sanity. How many times do we have to say it, Rebel? Different hardware, same software. Air 304 does not compute with Polska's thinking. IMNPC 304, stay away from me. I am Polska. 304 does not compute. You like my NPC? If she's not virgin and has a job, equals red flag. Well said, brother. I like the crust cut off. You do? Interesting. I love the crust, even on pizza. Sometimes I think it was the threat of physical violence that kept these 304s in check. Could be. Could be. Joseph says, women don't understand the return of investment and what is respectful. Well, no, they don't expect it. They don't expect. See, it's all on their agenda for the most part today. They don't like men. They're not going to help men, but they think that men should give them everything. It makes no sense. Singletown Bachelor in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Been a while. Guys, look, post a link to Singletown's channel. He's up in Santa Claus land. But he makes great vids and good live streams. A woman today who is cute and not aggressive could get a good man. Absolutely. I would take an average 5 who's a virgin, then a 9 who's a prawn star. Yeah, the higher up the level, the hotter they are, the worse they are. You'd be like a mental counselor to them every day. Do I look good? Do I look fat? I look like I'm older. What happened? I got to sit on my face. My boob doesn't look right. Yeah. Well said, Agents of Chaos. You do love pizza crust. You know what else I love? Pie crust. Like a nice, well-cooked pumpkin pie in the crust. Something about that. They consume and create drama. That's their job if they ain't bringing out seed to term. There you go, Ghost. Pizza crust is the best part. Singletown says he's got the Santa beard as well. I got to get out there and hang out with you guys. I want to go out to that area. I want to go in the summer when it's not cold as hell. Bring in our seed. 7, 8, 9s, and 10s are community property. Yep, you're not mistaken, Ghost. Conservatives defending the woman who slept with 100 males a day. Oh, it's so disgusting. Yeah, what's going to happen? I'm gonna call it right now. She self-deletes within 3 years. If she does that 1,000 guys in 20, it was done by Houston, that ugly prawn star. She did 500 guys in a day. So she's obviously trying to step her up. And I don't know what happened to her. She's probably like either born again or whacked out on some medication. And it's not the medication you can buy at a pharmacy. I have a wrinkle. There you go. Martha Quinn was a 10. Well, she was, yeah, I like a nice, natural looking woman. Put on a little bit of makeup, the Jennifer Aniston type. I used to be in love with Ashley Judd before she went nutso. I bet she was always nutso, but man, back in the mid-90s, yeah, she was an attractive looking woman. You can't do pride. Come on, Jerron Markel. You're in Brooklyn. That's hilarious. My wife asked me about her chest every year at least once. I was talking to this woman and she gets another call. She comes back and calls me Peter. I said nothing. She left me messages wanting to know why I have not called her back. Well, she got at least one of the apostles right. Are you going to clean up the tool shed? A lot of Christian men are delusional. Yep. A lot of cuck-servatives out there. It didn't surprise me she did or is doing, but all these cuck-servatives, Michael knows, or Ben or Candace is coming out at her rescue and blaming men who slept with her. Now, she decided to do it. It is her accountability. Men will jump at any accountability. They don't care. Why don't we have to go gadget drones to take us around town yet? I don't know, Bookshelf. Good to see you, brother. Managed Roy from Mumbai. Revolution happening in India after the death of Abdul Subhash. Every Indian is pushing for men's commission. Yeah, I saw that video, Managed Roy. Again, I just still think it's a gynocentric world, their Single Towns channel. And unfortunately, in India, it's becoming more gynocentric as well. Terry Hatcher, when she was Seinfeld, yes, they are real and they are spectacular. Yeah, she had that just annoying voice. She was an attractive woman, no? Did she self-delete? See, there you go. That's what happens when a lot of microchimerism, Bob, ends up in these women. They self-delete. There is a channel online about self-deleted prawn stars. It's really sad if you think about it. Yes, I consider myself Christian spiritual, big world. But I have different thoughts on the afterlife. I'm a recovered tradcon, says Mayor. There you go. I think a lot of us are. Yeah, lots of rhino and conservative. Both sides are bad, but the demon rats take the pie. Not a big fan of liberals anymore, are you? I was watching the Schwab Network and the hot chick Jenny Horn was talking about dating apps. She talked about how she used them a lot in the past. I spit out my coffee. I'm sure she used them a lot. JW, it's hilarious watching the cucks jump to White Knight for that crazy biatch. I bet she self-deletes. I guarantee it. She's going to self-delete. Why are women so against cooking? It's awesome to, or OD, or awesome to cook a great meal and then sit down and enjoy it. I don't know, because it makes them do something for somebody else, Bookshelf. It makes them be selfless. Fred Stone, good to see you, brother. I work with a bunch of gals that struggle with melting butter. So can women even cook? Good to see our brother, Fred. Been a while since we've seen you, but glad you are here. Riggs Jr. back in the chat. Good to see Riggs. Yeah, we know that, Singletown. 10 Indian men have died because of women. Interesting. They'll probably get off the hook. Light sentences. It's very sad that people destroy themselves. It is, but choices have consequences. A lot of them either OD or self-delete. JC, no, she does not attend anymore. Can you believe it? After she pushed me for so long to be the perfect leader of the house, spiritual leader, and now she doesn't attend. She's anti because it's run by white men. That's how far she's decided to go. This is why I like average girls who don't know shizzle about the world and they can be led. Well, I think most men love that. And most men just want an appreciative woman that is affectionate. That's all. We don't need to be handheld every single second. Tell us, thank you for working hard. I'm going to give up the box tonight. You get an extra special helping of the box. That's all they need. Scratch your back for 5 minutes. You're good to go. They sure do, John. I had no idea there was a site showing all these people have passed away, a couple of prawn stars, and they were young. A lot of them have self-deleted. So does SCX, fornication, promiscuity really pay in the end for these women? Now, they can't pair bond. Everybody knows that. They've taken on the seed, the characteristics of the seed that is basically splattered on their uterine walls. Their uterine walls. Microchimerism. A lot of simps in India, huh? Good food, though. What health insurance company do you recommend? Well, I'm not a fan of United. The smaller ones, Select Health is good. Some of the blues are okay, but they're all going the same way. They're trying to cut out paying claims. Timmy Kramer, the forever bachelor, grilling steaks tonight with onions and peppers, broccoli and twice baked potatoes, a good meal. Dessert, I guarantee, is going to have a Pacifico or a Coors Light. Good to see our brother Timmy. Men get better with time. Women just get bitter. Another great bumper sticker. A lot of Indian men are MGTOW. Interesting. Good to know. Jason Reed, the modern woman is trying to fight against her own biology. Today, they have never been more miserable and on meds. Yeah. Look at the med consumption. It's huge. Norse mythology, Christianity have been cut. I like a little bit of Norse mythology stuff. Ever notice when a 304 gets married, they always ask him, is she happy? But they never ask, is he happy? Something's crazy there, Jerron Markel. The Mighty Mysterio from Winnipeg. I'm sick of people on FB putting up posts like, I want a man to be my best friend. I don't think so, really. They don't. They just say those things. Mysterio, good to see you, brother. They just say that. It's pretty pathetic, yet patriarchy is evil. I wonder how, you know what? It keeps the lights on. It keeps the Apple Watches charged so they can be more promiscuous. They should respect men. We should respect women. Are women respectable today? Very few are. Very few are. Bodybuilding community, big time blue pill. Yep. Well, a lot of them seek attention. They want external validation. That's why they do the roids. That's why they do train. Gear. They want to be seen by, they're very insecure. I see if I see a local bodybuilder, a guy, they're not bodybuilders. They're just vanity builders on roids. I'm like, this guy's he's massively insecure, massively seeks attention from women, most likely cries. Well said, Mayor. She is not yours. She is everybody's turn. You're not mistaken. When you leave Utah health scale, I want to be really scaled down, like almost as though my belongings are in 2 suitcases, if not 1. Women inviting 1,000 good man to sleep with and making video of it and getting paid. Yep. A lot of them do it here, manage. It's called OnlyFans. If she wants something from you, just say no. It's simple. Don't make it complicated. Yeah, a lot of these bodybuilders, I just look at it insecure. If you're that worried about how you look, you're also worried about how women treat you. Right? Take a look at Captain Rusty Rivers and his videos. He's an older man. I think he's mid-50s, a couple years older than me. He's out there with his long hair, no shirt on. He doesn't look like he's roided up, but he's out there. He's confident in himself. We don't need to worry about that. They want us to be their mental tampon. No thanks. Well said, Singletown. Dating nowadays is like when you pump her, you are just in a prawn scene, and after that, she makes the scene with another man. Incognito prawn stars, right? Bodybuilders are just easy to puncture and ventilate as fatties. There you go. I've officially retired my cape for these 304s and simps. I now do what's best for me and only me. Attaboy. I called Divorced Women second chapter 304, and I said the same thing to my ex-wife to her face. Good for you. Don't deal with women. I mean, they're very difficult to deal with anyways. Rich from the UK, owning a big house is not worth it. Well said. I've owned 4 of them. I'll make some money off all of them, but yeah, they're a headache. 57, Singletown. I didn't think you're in your 60s yet. Parallels, snapping turtles catch fish by wiggling a worm-like structure on their tongue. JC. You're onto something, JC from Texas. I think there's a fine line with the body. Hey, I think being in health is great. Being toned up, having some muscle. Muscle is great for longevity. But to the point where you're destroying your heart, so you have to have a rounded deltoid that looks so weird because you want the affection of women. But most likely, I don't think a lot of women are turned on by that. I could be wrong. The town bicycle refuses to cook for any man. Sad state for our society. Well said, Timmy. These bodybuilders are very insecure. They want to be looked at in tight shirts and 40 degrees. You got it. They are interesting reptiles, snapping turtles. Man, I would not want to be around one of those. That girl has slept with 100 men. She's going to have serious issues. She's going to self-delete. Well said. Within 5 years, 3 to 5 years. They are not calling bodybuilders because they are not working out their brain. Vanity builders. I was reading about the people who are 1%. If you're going to be rich, you'll spend a lot of time at work. Well said. And that's the thing. Let's just say a lot of these guys are rich. Now, a lot of them have a different style. 2.5 years away. Michael Reitel, good to see you, brother. Thanks for showing up to the chat. Been a while. Big world. I think most women think men are stupid and below them. Yeah, I think you're right. But being rich, a lot of guys seek to be rich, to buy expensive items. Planes, helicopters, cars, mansions. For what? They going to live in it by themselves, or do they want to host parties to get a trophy woman? Learning the red pill gives you the reality that minimalistic is wealth. Minimalism and health is wealth. Experiences. Well said, Betty. Rao, what type of seafood do you like? For me, it's crab. I like crab, lobster. I like all sorts of fish. Scallops, shrimp. Business and crab is delicious. Business is headache, but you still deal with it. Yep. Modern women are only attracted by one thing, looks for money, and if you have both, you will get every 304. Slam's in the chat. Good to see you. She's not a very smart person, is she, Slam? Good to see our buddy Slam. Check out his channel. I've had more than a few bodybuilders step up to me in the gym. It was over women both time. The ladies showed me attention, not to them. A lot of them are insecure, vanity builders. Men and women based on their gender will never experience life the same. Nope. Never will. And the fallacy of men think that they can help a woman. They can mansplain a woman. They can't. Synthol. That is so disgusting. I saw people with it. It looks horrible. Bookshelf. Where there is no humility or service, there is no family or community. Truth, brother. Truth. Mayor says negative media has done a lot of harm to women's perception of men. We made a couple of pounds of calamari last week. Ooh, that sounds good. Some nice dipping sauces. Make sure you remind the roid raging flag that they have shriveled little balls and a bag full of acne. Yep. All for what? To be told they're really built and they can hardly move? Nah. Every man I've seen in my professional personal life, it is the man who cooks. Yeah, a lot of men I know cook. How much do you think it takes to live comfortably single and no kids? 50 grand. Easily. She is the woman that is going to sleep with 1,000 men. She slept with 100 men a couple months ago. Now she wants to do 1,000 men in a day. Are you looking at girl, bro? Back off, simp. Oh, and I see them all the time in the gym. I see women on roids. Disgusting. I have health insurance, big world. But when I go to Mexico, I'm not going to worry about it. I think my health, doing what I do, fasting, working out, eating as well as I can, cold plunges, is good for me. Now, if you break your ankle or something, you got to go to get it fixed. But for the most part, I think a man can maintain himself quite well if he does the right things. Lays off a lot of the bad shit. It sure does maintain your body. Oh, hold on. I missed Europe here. He needs synthol and she needs Botox. Perfect couple. There you go. I bet a lot of guys do synthol. Between love and electric for the cult, you make it seem like love is the real cult. Electric is the cult leading toward. I believe that love is the real cult. And in fact, they talk about it. Was it Rick Rubin who did it? Bob Rock? They made him change because when there were 6 songs from Electric that were done in a cult. They're called the Manor Sessions. Go look that up. Manor Sessions. You can listen to it online. And it's all the Electric songs done in a love vibe. It was before they got the tour. There you go right there. Manor Session. Any cult fan will like it. Cooking at home is not as expensive as going outside. Well said, brother. Well said. It was mansplaining. There was another clever word for her explaining. What was it again? Would it be nagging? Nagging? Lily Phillips is a zinc sock. Well said. I'm eating some teriyaki chicken I cooked in the Traeger. Ooh, that sounds good. Synthol is a fake oil people put in their muscles. It's disgusting and extremely dangerous to make the muscle look big. If you have to do that, you're not even blue pilled. You're like whack pill. I know this guy on roids. He got a 150K Porsche and he lives in one of these 3 apartments. He's been hitting on a divorcee who says on her page she isn't settling and knows her worth. Oh, what a simp. Yeah, Chick-fil-A is getting expensive, Betty. Easily $25. The true bodybuilders will help you and charge you. Yeah, true bodybuilders that get it. Rest in peace to those that have gone way before, but it is what it is. Guys, it's been a great stream. I've got to get back to work. I'm 35 minutes from my 24-hour fast, and we'll go from there. We'll see you on the next one. Catch all the streams this week. We've got some great content creators, not only in this chat, but elsewhere. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you again for participating. It means a lot to me and everybody in the chat. And everything you guys say is valuable to each and every one of us. I'm out. Peace, quiet, and freedom for 300 Trebek. Peace.